Hey, then you gonna love this. You gonna think my mother's the coolest bride in the world after I tell you this. So when I was a kid, I wanted to go to Six Flags. Now I'd been to Six Flags before, but it was a kind of a regular thing on the summers to go.
Dallas Fort Worth Six Flags.
Yeah, Dallas Fort Worth Six Flags. So I'm asking her, can we go? And she agrees to it. It's like, yeah, let's go to Six Flags. I want to see my brother anyway. This is her agreeing to it. Didn't fight me. Yeah, let's go. So we get in the car, drive down to Dallas, hang out with my uncle. And they say, all right, yeah, you ready for Six Flags tomorrow? I'm like, yeah, I can't wait. So the next day comes, you know how kids are, man. You wake up excited.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
You remember this shit.
Yeah, my mom's promised to take me to Astroworld when it was still there.
Yeah.
So, I was like that, too. Next day, you can't wait for that shit.
You can't wait for it.
You barely go to sleep.
And and you're tired, too. You're exhausted because you didn't sleep that night because you couldn't wait to get there.
Yeah.
And so we get in the car. We're driving. Now, like I said, I've been to Six Flags several times, so I kind of know what to expect. So I'm having a lot of fun thinking about where we're going to go. And
you mapping out what you're going to do.
And you mapping out in your head where you're going. And so I'm looking around as we're driving, and I'm like, wow, we must be taking a different route. Six Flags, I don't really remember any of this shit right here. But okay. And then we got there. It didn't take from, because you got to go. When you're in Dallas, you have to drive about 40 minutes to get to Six Flags.
Right.
We got there half the time, about 15, 20 minutes. I'm like,
from Waco?
No, from Dallas.
Oh, okay.
To get to Six Flags.
Okay.
No, from Waco, it takes an hour and a half to get to Dallas.
Right.
But it took about 15, 20 minutes to get to Six Flags from where we were. I'm like, okay, this is definitely a different route because we ain't never gotten here in that short amount of time. And so we go in. I'm looking around. I'm like, wow, Six Flags has gotten smaller from what I last remember.
Yeah.
You're trying to...
Your brain won't accept this. It's still trying to fit what it's been looking forward to all night.
Yeah, you're trying to rationalize what you're seeing. Something ain't right, but you're trying to say, well, surely... They said we were going to Six Flags.
So
yes.
I'm going to trust these respectful adults.
I'm gonna trust that my mother and my uncle both, who brought
blood.
me, did not lie to a child and say, we going to Six Flags.
Yeah.
But I started looking around, and it's not long before I realized, I said, God damn, that's what I said when I was a kid. I said, God damn, they took me to a parking lot ass carnival here.
Oh.
They pulled some shit. They got, the night before, my uncle and my mother conspired against me saying, we really don't feel like driving that far. Do you? No, I don't.
Well, we can just take him to the carnival.
There's a carnival.
He ain't going to know the difference.
This is how insulting this shit is. It's not like I'm 4 or 5. I'm goddamn 8 years old. 8 years old know the difference at this point. I even had to tell him. I said, I see the fucking Walmart right over there. And, I'm not that stupid. You got a fucking meth addict working a Ferris wheel, right?
There's a pedophile right there. That's the same guy who raped me last year.
Yeah. Shit. Dude with no teeth up here working a goddamn rinky-dink ass merry-go-round and shit. I'm like, ain't Bugs Bunny nowhere to be found. That fucking old dancing man ain't nowhere. I'm like,
got
what?
one flag.
One flag, yeah, shit. The Confederate flag.
Right.
Flying over that shit. You know what I mean? I even looked at him and I told him, I said, this is not Six Flags. Like now I'm going to the right approach. Like, I'm not going to be accusatory.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
hey guys, just in case you didn't know.
Exactly.
This is actually not Six Flags.
I was trying to be respectful just in case there was still a trip to Six Flags out of this. I was like,
you didn't want to blow it just in case.
because when I got in there,
very funny, guys.
ha.
Can we go to Six Flags?
You work it out in your head. Okay, there's this me going like, you lie. This isn't Six Flags. And I'm going, you ungrateful little shit. We're taking you home.
Oh, yeah.
Then there's scratch. Okay, the other approach is where I come correct and just alert them to the mistake they've clearly made.
That's exactly what I want to do.
They've made.
Because at 8, you start to reason a little bit with yourself.
Yeah.
Because had I been just the year before, just a mere
Six Flags.
Just a mere 9 months before, I would have been like, Six Flags. I said, don't do that shit, because they will pack my little ass.
We tried to take you to Six Flags, but you had to act a fool, and now you're going home.
Oh yeah, shit. They even would have had that shit that knocks you out. What's that chloroform?
and you'd have woke up with your story. You go to Six Flags. Nah, I threw a fit and then I blew it for myself.
Shit, better than that. While I was knocked out, they would have been whispering in my ear, "You were just at Six Flags.
Yeah, right.
You had a great time." He's waking up. Well, where you, Corey? I think I was at Six Flags. Did you have a good time? I had a great time.
I must
Fuck
have.
am I right now? Shit, you still at Six Flags? Huh? Am I? This looks like a car. Yeah, this is a ride called the car home. Go back to sleep, bitch. But I tried to reason with him. I said, this is not Six Flags, I believe, if I recall. Because I'm trying to be. In fact, I'm trying to be a lot smarter than I was. If I recall, this establishment is not the Six Flags I remember. This is this geographical location.
And I can see how you made the mistake. It's an honest mistake.
Yeah,
could have happened to anyone.
And they did that shit. Look me dead in the eye while I'm looking at all this fake ass shit. I see the parking lot markings on the ground. I'm like, they said, "No, this is Six Flags, baby." I'm like, "You mother." I was like, this was some shit where like you were confused. They pulled that shit on you. It's like, well, maybe this is Six Flags. Maybe they changed. It's like, hey man, you quit.
Budget cuts.
I don't remember remember it being like this, and perhaps they lost the Warner Brothers license. So
Yeah.
that's why Bugs Bunny didn't show up.
Yeah, exactly. Like Tommy said, maybe they had budget cuts. They had to reduce the
They
merry-go-round.
incorporated with Walmart.
And then you start thinking shit like,
right.
well, people say I am getting taller. Maybe
I ain't seen the commercials in a while.
Yeah, maybe Six Flags is smaller because I just grew a little bit. I don't know.
Man. Wow.
But that was some shit. Two adults looking me dead in the eye, and I'm proud to say this. I'm proud to say that I said, you know what? I'm gonna pull some shit on them. I'm gonna pull some shit. So I waited for them to go to sleep, and I cut the fuck. No, no. I went ahead and I said, all right. You know what? Cool. We at Six Flags. Yay.
All right. Yay. Well,
Yeah.
I can get some cotton candy, I guess.
So I went ahead, made the most out of what I could. I mean, heart was broken.
Sure.
I mean, feelings of hurt, just felt betrayed like fuck. But I went ahead and had a good time, and I played that shit completely cool. So by the time we went home that night, and I was getting ready to go to bed, I just looked at my mother and I told her, I said, that really wasn't Six Flags, and I'm a little disappointed that you guys didn't tell me the truth, but I still had a good time, and walked away.
Oh, no, that guy.
And they looked at me and they, anyway. So
Exactly. I was gonna say. I bet they just like, well, as long as you had a good time, that's all that matters.
shit. Yeah, well, he bought it, and if he didn't, fuck him.
Yeah, man, you can't guilt your parents like that. You got to step up your game.
No. He's like, yeah, we give this kid everything. I'm trying to get. I'm tired. Shit. Dealt with his ass all week. Fuck Six Flags and fuck him too. Shit, you goddamn right. You had a good time. Get 6 kicks up your ass. You talk some shit to us. It was just weird because they planned that because I know we were going to Six Flags, but I know my uncle said, Irma, there's a fucking carnival down the street. Let's just take him there.
Yeah,
Fuck
I don't
it.
feel like driving.
I don't feel like driving. Yeah, motherfucker.
You know how much Six Flags is? Let's look it up. See?
Yeah.
That's $75 for him.
Yeah, exactly.
For him.
For him having been here before.
Yeah,
By the
right.
way,
There you go.
shit.
What you gonna ride when you there? Nothing. Babysit his ass. Let's just go down to Carnival.
Yeah.
Funnel
yeah.
cake at that motherfucker.
Half the good rides, he too short to get on anyway.
Yeah, boy. My mom. So don't feel too bad for my mom because my mom pulled some shit on me. And
Sounds like your uncle orchestrated that.
Yeah, it does.
She was just a pawn.
no, she didn't have to go with that. She should have fought for me. She should have fought for me. Her
Sounds
baby.
like she didn't have a choice.
No, my uncle didn't have a gun to her head. I was her baby.
Was it his car?
I don't remember
Yeah.
shit. I don't remember. I really don't remember. I really don't.
Yeah.
I just, let a motherfucker ride an hour and a half thinking about Six
maybe
Flags.
like your mom couldn't afford it, but he was the one who suggested because he was like, "I'm gonna take your boy to Six Flags," and then he shot some pool. He's like, "Look, Irma, I ain't got the money for Six Flags. He's aiming the carnival down on the corner.
No,
he ain't gonna know the
Martin,
difference."
it was-
And she was stuck between just completely letting you down, not go at all, or take second place.
pure fucking laziness, Martin.
She was the mama lion doing the best she could.
No. And
you ever seen that movie Claudine?
I don't want to see it now. I was gonna bring back those kind of memories.
You should watch it.
No, I shouldn't, because all I'm gonna do is look at that shit and I'm gonna call my mom up. You remember fucking Six Flags? By the way, as you can tell, I still haven't forgot that shit.
I see.
Still have not forgot that shit.
You can always get your revenge. What's something that your mama likes that she would love?
Yeah, tell her you gonna take her to Vegas.
Ooh, that's true.
Drop her off in Nuevo Laredo. At a donkey show.
You know what? When the Mexicans kidnap her ass, Corey, you gotta get me out of here, Corey. Remember Six Flags? No, Corey, no! Click. Anyway, where was I? Oh man, don't feel too bad for Mama Coleman. I love my mama, but you know she does some foul shit herself. Anyway, want to give people a little insight on what's happening with the site right now. As you know, we are a mere 3 weeks away from not only our launch party. You see, you can't have a launch party unless you launch a site. And that is just what we're about to do. We are just a few weeks away from July 1st. That's when doubletoasted.com is going to drop. So Martin, you look like you eager to say something. What's up, buddy?
No. I'm not going to step on you.
No, please.
I'm going to say this when it goes all the way live. You stop the show. I decided not to say it, and then you stopped the show. I said I'm not gonna step on you. Keep going.
You was so fucking eager to say that though. That's what caught my attention, Tommy. Because he was already mouthing it before he even said it.
No. Exactly. I was playing it in my head, and I was like, "It's not worth it. Pull it back."
He begged for it.
And I bet you saw me beg him not to stop.
Okay.
I said, keep going.
All right, you know what?
The warning was there.
I'll take the blame this time. If you fuck up again in the middle of the show, then he's going to be on you.
I didn't fuck up then.
I will keep walking like nothing ever happened.
That doesn't go on my record. That does not go on my record.
Tommy, you okay?
You took the blame for it.
The council has spoken.